Daikon in Japanese means big root or great root, so they're larger roots than the garden radish that we know of. But the difference is, well, obviously they're much bigger, the root is bigger, the green top is much taller, and their flavor, or the actual taste of the radish, is much more mild and maybe even somewhat sweet, depending on the variety, than the kind of the strong or peppery taste that our traditional garden radishes have.
And did they use them in kimchi? And
yes, they are traditionally used in kimchi, in Asian cuisine, as well as stir fries, in stews and soups. Leaves are edible, and the leaves can be, these radishes can be used as cover crops because the greens can be turned under when when the root has deteriorated in the soil, and because they're such large roots, they actually break up clay soils, and so sometimes they're called soil busters because they can be used to break up hard soils because they leave such holes like this. They leave holes, of course, when you after you dig up the radishes, they leave a hole, so they can be used as cover crops where the root nourishes the soil after it degrades, and then the greens can be turned under as well. The University of Minnesota chooses the vegetables that and the flowers that we grow, and they also choose 6 varieties of each one of those vegetables and flowers. And one of the vegetables that we are growing this year as part of the state seed trial program are the Daikon radishes. Daikon in the Japanese language means big root or great root, and as you can see over here, the roots are very large, and that is one of the things that makes them different from the regular garden radishes that we grow. They are the root itself, the part that grows in the ground, is large. The tops are usually, the green parts are usually much larger than our regular radish that we grow here in North America, and the flavor of the daikons are usually more mild, not quite as spicy or strong and peppery as the regular or typical garden radish. But having said all that, there are a lot of different varieties of the daikon radishes, and actually we're growing not just daikon but some specialty radishes as well. And they're kind of lumped all together under the name daikon. When we are trialing our vegetables, including the daikon radishes, we are testing them for germination, and we make notes so that we can send it back to the University of Minnesota on the germination rate, and then we monitor them throughout the growing time on their disease resistance or disease issues or insect issues. And then when it's time to harvest them, when we harvest the vegetables, we measure an average vegetable or flower, and we answer some questions about their color and as well as their taste, like how spicy it is, how mild or sweet is it, and so on. And then all of that information gets sent to the University of Minnesota from all the master gardeners all over the state of Minnesota, and then that's all compiled. Okay, so the following February, they tell us, or the University of Minnesota Extension puts out a list of all the results and what ones kind of came in first or second. In fact, if you want to know, like from last year, what the results were, you could go to the University of Minnesota Extension website and see the results from last year. So, having said all that, we are testing the daikon radishes. We've already harvested one variety that was kind of early. That was this one right here called Shunko, semi-long. And tonight we are testing this Mini Mac and this KN Bravo, and we have this one, this green meat as well, but this one isn't quite ready. So we're testing, well 3 actually. So I have some clipboards for you with questions that are standard questions from the University of Minnesota that will go into all of our information, and then we'll send that off to the University of Minnesota. We still have 3 varieties of daikon radishes that are still in the garden that aren't quite ready yet, and we'll be testing those in a week or so, so that an average home gardener can go to that list and find out what grows best here in the state.
so what do you think of daikon radishes? You can be honest.
They're interesting. I'd like them once in a while. I like the pickle. That was good.
I like them because they can break up the clay soil. That's good.
The best part of your day.